भैरव काल के नमोस्तुते। जय श्री गुरु भामा केपा, जय श्री गुरु श्यामा केपा, जय श्री गुरु प्रवीण राधाकृष्ण, जय केपा परंपरा। कामार्ता कामरूपाश्च कामधेनु कलावती, कान्ता कामस्वरूपाश्च कामाख्या कुलपालिनी, कुलिना कुलवत्यम्बा दुर्गा दुर्गतिनाशिनी, कौमारी कुलजा कृष्णा कृष्णदेहा कृशोदरी, कृशांगी कुलिशांगी च क्रींकारी कमला कला करालास्या कराले च कुलकांता पराजिता, उग्रा चोग्र प्रभादीप्ता विप्रचित्ता महाभला, नीलाघना भलाकाश्च मात्रा मुद्रा पितासिता, ब्राह्मीनारायणी भद्रा सुभद्रा भक्तवत्सला, माहेश्वरी च चामुण्डा वाराहि नारसिंहिका, वज्रांगी वज्रकंकाली नृमुण्डस्रग्विनी शिवा, मालिनी नरमुण्डाली गलद्रक्तविभूषणा, रक्तचन्दनसिक्ताङ्गी सिन्धुरारुणमस्तका, घोररूपा घोरदंष्ट्रा घोरा घोरतरा शुभा, महादंष्ट्रा महामाया सुदति युगदन्तुरा. Welcome back. So last video we saw that we ended with this song where Ma is giving you the state of Sadashiva. So it's like almost like a continuation. Sometimes she even comes in my dreams and gives, you remember that dream I showed you? This is the continuation. You remember this scene? Before, after. She gives all that in a beautiful way. For the past 5-6 days, there was no laugh in my face. This clarity that you see probably now, even 1/10 of it was not there. The Jnana Nandam that I used to be with was not there. I was in a very painful state, I would say. And the reason was, in one of my earlier videos, I had mentioned that, in Avaduta, he talks about 24 gurus from nature, what he has to learn. And the last of that 24th guru is none other than Wasp, the most toughest guru. Almost we can call it like Kali energy. Recently we met Gurunada for Annadanam. He had come to the temple, Tiruvamur temple, where we last time in our previous video we saw that Ma gives you the state of Sadashiva. So this video is almost what is that state as Bhairava? What has Bhairava gone and what will be our state when we are doing Bhairav sadhana and we are going towards the path of Makali? How to get to the Sadashiva state? Gurunada was just mentioning, what is there, Ma? Everything is only pain. And he just saw this scene in me. I was contemplating, why does he say everything is pain, everything is pain, everything is pain? The most important factor is that I've also mentioned in my previous video that we can even have a 10-course meal, but our body is not designed to process one drop of a poison. We can even have excess meal and our body somehow adjusts and accommodates to excess food, excess of goodness, excess of happiness, excess of everything. But what our body cannot even tolerate is one drop of poison. So this video is about understanding why there are pain and suffering, and in the path of Ma Kali, how we as sadhakas not disregard anything and accept everything as Ma Kali. Our pains and sufferings. Why should there be pains and sufferings? There is a beautiful song in Tamil. துன்பமோடின்பம் கலந்தது பிரபஞ்சம், வெயிலிலையேல் நிழலில் இன்பம் உண்டோ, துயரிலையேல் ராமனை நினைப்பார் உண்டோ, சோதனை தீயில் குளமிடுவார் இறங்கி தூக்கி எடுத்த ஆனந்தம் அளித்திடுவான். So I'm not crying, I'm tearing up because the climate is very hot and my eyes are what So what I had mentioned in the video was this wasp has the nature to go and sting the bug. It doesn't sting again, it just stings once. And what happens, I told in the video, was this bug in the fear, because of the trauma of the sting, it develops wings and it starts to fly. So I wanted to make this into a small reel. So I wanted to create a video to see if this what happens exactly, so that I can create a video and I can show in comparison to what happens. And that's when Ma revealed herself in flashbacks. What you spoke then is not actually what it is. And she put me through a huge painful process, the pain of which I couldn't overcome at all. It took me 3-4 days to process the pain. Why, as Kali Sadhakas, we are bringing in this question? Now you can ask me, I don't need sadhana, I can go for therapy, and all my traumas and my bloodline problems, all that can be resolved by just going to therapists. Trust me, I've gone to a lot of therapists. They do help only to a certain point. What you are here to do, you are supposed to do. So either we, like Gunata says, don't just sit in sadhana. Go down, take the pain of others and see what you can do about this. So I used to wonder why therapies are not helping, because you are here for something else, something more. Just paying 10,000 to a therapist will not help you heal out of all these problems. Then where is your learnings? How will you metamorphosize and transform into something else? That transformative energy is what is Makali. When we, the pain and suffering and trauma are all Kali Mata's energy. And the reason why some people cannot stay in this for a very long process, only Veera's mother, that is what Kali Ma is often referred to as. Why we say that is, if we are not a Veera, we will just simply die in this process. Nature itself is like that. So what I understood through this video, while I was wanting to search, the wasp doesn't just sting the bug. The wasp takes a caterpillar, it puts in the larvae. I will probably try to attach the video here. So it puts in the larvae, the eggs of the wasp inside the body of the caterpillar. This little creature wants to accompany us, the squirrel. So what this wasp does is, it goes and injects the eggs, its larvae, inside the body of this worm. The worm doesn't transcend into or metamorphosize into it. These larvae start eating out from this worm. It comes out of the worm's body by chewing all its bodily fluids and keeping it alive as a parasite. It chews its body and it comes out through the body of the of this worm, and it still keeps the worm alive. It doesn't, the larvae doesn't end the worm, the caterpillar. So if the caterpillar is alive, it will keep eating on the leaves and then it goes into the cocoon, right? So before it goes into the cocoon, we see that it is getting attacked by the wasp. What happens is, these larvae hatch out, chewing the body of the worm. I can't even say, it's so much pain. And they start building their cocoons around the body of this wasp, this worm. And this caterpillar and this worm doesn't even know that it is the wasp's kids. Because it has come out through its body, there is a chemical transformative reaction that happens in the body of the cocoon. Because of the pain, it transcends and it thinks that all the babies that has come out through me are my babies. Now I am going to feed me to these babies and protect these babies. It creates another extra layer of cocoon over these larvae and starts protecting it without going and protect itself. So it wants to protect its babies who are not their babies. It's the wasp's babies. And it fights with all the other insects that come to attack this colony of wasp babies. Finally, what emerges and flies out is a wasp. This has just been like a surrogate mother. But does the surrogate mother not feel for its child? Now we see in Kali Yuga how surrogacy and all that has come. Do you mean to say that surrogate mom doesn't feel anything for the baby? So it just felt so painful for me. The reason why I took this is, one of Ma's name in Kakara Sahasranamavali is Kita Yonihi, which means she is the yoni as the kita, the worm that births all these larvae, which are not its babies. It's a parasite that has killed her. Yet she is the mother. So she births through pain, not just her blood, not just her progeny, something else's progeny also she births. That is her matrutva. And in a pashu state, this is how it looks. Probably when we see that in Kali Yuga, how it is, there are so many children who take nurturing and nourishment from their parents, and then they say, what have you done to me? And they kick in their chest that has fed them this much, and they leave, right? It is so painful to see that you are exactly in the state of that worm who takes so much pain to nurture these children, yet they are not her babies, like they are the babies of the wasp. That wasp is again going to go and find another worm and do the same thing. The beauty of this is, after seeing this video, this is not a beauty part. After seeing this video, I just felt so much pain, and there was a lot of suffering about how Ma one of her name is also Brahmari, which means she is also the one who's the stinger. So she is the one who's causing the pain, and she's the one who's getting the pain, and she's the one who's the pain, and she's the one who's birthing through the pain. Everything is her. So when I was sitting with this thought, asking myself, what do I need in this world? After watching this video about Keetam, I was asking myself, what is my seeking from Amba? I said, I want Mukti, I want Amba, that is my seeking. I want her to come for me, that is my seeking. Okay, so if I need to get to the state of Amba, I have to first do the Samudra Manthan and take in the poison. Okay, why do I have to take in the poison? Because there is this beautiful lesson. Pain and sufferings is what transcends you. That is what transforms you into something else. That is the transformative Shakti of Kalika. Now, we all know that Kali Mata, Bhairava, they all sprout from the third eye, right? Why is eye that important? What is the secret behind bringing in eyes? So generally, we say in Tamil that Kovam Kanna Marachittu, which means the anger has actually the anger has blinded you. Okay, we say something like that. But these are the Shaktis that are born out of rage through the third eye. So if anger blinds these two eyes, there is some other eye that we need to open to see. Okay, that's the first clue. Because these Ugra deities are sprouting out of the third eye, not from these two eyes. It is the third eye. That is the first thing. The second thing is, we also say in Tamil that fear blinds us. Because in fear we don't know what we are doing, sometimes it blinds us. Now we are taking these negative emotions, which are fear and frustration or pain and suffering. These are the things which we don't know how to handle, right? And the mother of tamas, Kali Mata, can only give us the jnana on how we master these and how we consume the poison, so that she comes running for us to give Amrita, her nectar, her milk. That's what she came when Bhama Kepaji, who is the avatar of Mahakal, that entire episode of why Ma is coming as Tara Mata is to give milk to Bhama Kepaji, our Paramaguru. Such a beautiful lesson. So when I was going through this pain, I was asking myself, what is my agenda? I don't want to come back. So why do I need to see pain now? So if you don't want to come back, you need to believe that the Mrityu Loka is just full of pain and suffering. Only then you will not have you will have aversion to come back to Mrityu Loka, right? You don't. So all your needs, that I need this, I need this, I need this, even a need to speak and contribute and to speak the thing about Ma is a need, right? I feel that she has given me something and I want to do justice to that. I don't want to keep it to myself and I want to die, right? So that is also a need. So I need to traverse beyond the capacity that I need something. Even a need to put a video and share my thoughts, share my ideas and share my viewpoint, share my learnings is a need. It's a need for contribution. And that I want to contribute something to this earth when I live here, because she has given me something. She doesn't need all this. Do you think staying like that she wants me to talk about her? I don't know. I don't see that as her need. It is her kindness that we receive, and for that kindness we are trying to see if we can do something to show that she's so kindful, she's so mercy. So looking at this wasp and all that, we never find that it is their mercy, right? So we just feel that nature is so cruel. How can it come and exploit That is how we see. There was so much of pain in me. So I was just thinking that, okay, what do I enjoy? Okay, if we say there is only sadness, there is only suffering in this Mrityu Loka, what do I enjoy? Okay, we say that we enjoy food, the easiest thing, right? Know what happens when you are consuming food. So this is how her Khadga works, piercing through the wheel to see how difficult it is. Her Khadga, this is all the work of her Khadga. So if you think that you eating delicacies and very tasty dishes is happiness for you, is giving joy for you. In Tamil we also say pullagi, pundagi, chediyai, maramai, palmirgamagi. Then you take the form of a human being, which means you have taken birth as even a sand particle, as a rock, as a stone, as leaves, as there is also a song where pullai piravi tara vendum, even as a stalk, as a grass, I have taken birth. So every morsel of rice you consume is none other than an atma, and you are responsible for the karma of that atma. Now in Kali Yuga, if you see some people who are kicking, they have taken the milk, they have taken the nourishment, but they just kick the nourisher and they get out and stab. They will be born as Kita. That is why Amma's name is Kita Yonihi. She questions the person. Some people, they question, what have you given me? You don't even have the courtesy to do this, courtesy to do that. They hurt with words. They hurt the ones who have fed them, who have nurtured them. Need not be physically their mother. It could be even a surrogate mother. It could be even a guru who has taken care of you. So what can happen to you when you backstab them, when you say so much hate about them, when you spread so much hate about them? You will be born as this Kita that goes through wasp and becomes the mother of the wasp, not knowing what to do. You will become that surrogate mother and go through that pain to experience what it is to birth something like that. Now, when I was holding all this, the thought that came to me was, okay, so every morsel of rice that we consume is nothing but the karma of another person, the karma of that jiva. So, okay, then the milk that I consume, of course, the cow goes through so much of pain to give that drop of milk. Most of the times, the commercial machines that pull out cow's milk has even blood. We don't know because so much of processing is going on after they extract the milk. So there's so much of pain in that cow's milk. Where is the joy? When you start getting into deeper layers, where is the joy? You are consuming something, even as a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian, you are consuming karma of some other living, existing jiva. If there is no jiva tanma in what you are eating, then you're not eating. You don't enjoy. Can we just eat on tablets and say, I can still enjoy? So you are still eating some jiva, something that has come out of jiva and something that is prepared by a jiva. So the karma is still there. If you say that I'm only enjoying, you are taking in that people's karma unknowingly. So enjoyment of food is also gone. So then what do you say as enjoyment? Everything has got the element of suffering attached to it. You cannot separate suffering in this Mrityu-loka. The more you start seeing, the more you start feeling that, oh my God, I should never come back, especially in the Ghora Kali Yuga, nobody wants to be back. So my mother is teaching me to detach, to understand that the Mrityu-loka is just nothing but suffering, a place that is only for suffering. And why as sadhaks we need to celebrate suffering this much? Gurunatha says, don't just be sitting in an asana and just doing prayers. You embody that Daiva Tattva by going and taking in the suffering and pains of others as well. Why? Why should we do that? If we are not doing that, we will not go to the state of Sadashiva. Gurunatha is teaching beautifully how you rise. Why do I have to take the pain and suffering and karma of other people? That is when you go to an avatar state. That is the secret. He speaks all secrets beautifully with so much of compassion. He gives all the secrets to attain Kalima. And what does Shiva drink? He consumes the Hala Hala Visha, right? That Hala Hala Visha is nothing but suffering. Now I will tell you about the third eye. Why Ugra deities are coming out of third eye. And why they are represented that way. Now, when we are walking on the road, we see that there is a ditch, okay? Once we see that there is a ditch, we course correct and we move away from that, right? We don't go and fall in the ditch. Now, suppose you are blind, you will go and fall in the ditch. Once you know that I have once fallen in the ditch, now I don't have proper eyes, but I will still be cautious, right? Your brain remembers that I had once fallen, so now I'll be extremely careful. So what will happen, even though you don't have an eye, that caution, that pain, that fear will guide you now. Now, as children, we would have all experienced at least burning once. We would have touched the fire and it would have burnt us. The first time we never know, people will just tell us with fear, and they will induce the fear that don't touch fire, it will burn you. But once we have that as an experience, how do we see fire as? We don't go and keep our hands again and again knowingly. Even though you do it knowingly, you will still have that fear inside you, right? Oh my god, it's going to burn me, it's going to burn me, it's going to burn me. With that burning, with that knowledge only, you go and touch that fire. It's impossible for anyone to go and touch the fire without the fear. It just means that they are going over and above their fear to go and touch the fire. But inherently, that stimulus is there inside us. And what is this fear teaching us? This fear can go and stop us from seeing us. But this fear is what is building us to stay awake and aware and not get into the loop again and again. Once you fall down, the next time you walk very carefully. Why? Because you are scared. This fear is teaching us and transforming us to be more aware. That awareness, you start seeing. That is third eye. All of our awareness is very, very high because of the pain and because of our fear. Now, what will happen? If this worm was not infested by a wasp, it would have gone inside the cocoon. It would have turned itself. It would have gone inside the cocoon and would have beautifully turned it into a, I'm saying wasp. It would have beautifully transformed itself as a butterfly or as a moth, right? What has happened now? Because it could not defend itself, because it was very vulnerable, right? That vulnerability was exploited. And I was so sad that why should worms be so vulnerable? And I went to check today that there are other worms that can fight and send away the wasp, like viras, right? It sends away the wasp. It doesn't allow it to sting and put the larvae inside it. So there are viras, there are divyas, and there are pashus. All of them coexist. So this fear, what does it do? It allows you to respond. And once you get into the cocoon, what happens? That is tamas, right? That is where you transcend and transform. Now, do you mean to say that this ugly looking worm, when it gets into the cocoon, how beautifully it transforms into a butterfly? Metamorphosis. But the process of metamorphosis, is it any easy? Complete destruction. It doesn't recognize with its identity. That is the khadga. Tamas. It is inside the womb, inside the cocoon, going through a metamorphosis. So with all the sufferings that we have, all the traumas that we have, sometimes we say that in our hair we get deadlocks, right? And I have seen in some places that they sell these deadlocks of great sadhus. We don't know who great sadhus are, but if you get a deadlock, it's actually meaning that you have gone through trauma, and that trauma goes and makes a jata in your hair. Now, who is called as Jata Juda? Shiva. Why? He takes in the pain. That is the beauty of Bhairava. That is the beauty of each and every one of us who will transcend this pain and ask the mother for the milk. Only when you consume this poison, you can ask for the milk. Gurunatha beautifully says that don't just see all these as concepts, as stories, and stay with the story. Start bringing it in your real life. How do we bring it in our real life? Now, we have so many places where we have traumas. And, sometimes women intuitively go and do a hair chop off. That is also one way of releasing trauma. I have put that in an Instagram reel. And of course, you have so many bad comments, right? When I went and chopped off my hair, intuitively some women know that it's time to let go, and that chopping off was necessary at that point of time in my life. I actually wanted to go for a full-fledged hair shave, but it landed off as a chop off. Those traumas that you hold within you transcends you. How does it transcend? Now we say that I want Ma Kali to come. And you say, I don't want my birth mother. I don't want to consume the milk of my birth mother. I want the Kali Mata to come and give me her milk. That's how I speak to her. Whenever I see her, There is a specific temple, again last time we spoke about this temple, where there is Satanadar Koil in Sirgali. So there, Jnana Sambandar is considered to be the avatar of Lord Kartikeya, and Ma is coming and feeding her breast milk to Jnana Sambandar. And I was like, so you like your son so much, you will only come for him, you will not come for me. I used to fight with her like that. So what does she do? Why does she come and give Jnana? Her milk is nothing but the Jnana. And why should we consume the poison? So your potential to hold a pain and transcend and transform yourself is directly proportional to your capacity to hold and experience God. For example, a woman can go through the pain of labor, and that's why she can have multiple orgasms. Her pleasure, her extent to which she can feel pleasure is also extreme. The pain that she takes is also extreme. A man cannot go through the labor pain. The pain that she takes is also extreme, and the pleasures, the back-to-back orgasms that she can have is also extreme. A man cannot have as much as a woman can easily have back-to-back. Your capacity to hold trauma will give you the capacity to be with Ma. Oh my God. All this is coming just now. None of it is planned. Trauma and Ma. I don't know how many of you will get pissed with this, but I am enjoying it. Why is this Khadga very important? We see that Jatabarada, in the story of Jatabarada, he had a full-fledged family, but he wanted to take up sannyas ashram. And he comes to the forest and does intense tapasya. In the last leg, he gets into such an extreme form of matrubhav he has. Because he has reached all that levels, right? In that matrubhav, he gets killed. Ma puts a hook. There is a very small baby deer that gets birthed, and the mother is immediately eaten by a tiger or lion. I am not sure which one it was. So Jatabarada was taking a dip at the river and looking at this baby, newborn, this is so beautiful actually. If you look at the esotericism of a deer, it is called Maya. If you look into the esotericism, because Sita, which is also Mata's Nama, Sita asks for a golden deer, right? At that point, Lakshmana very clearly says, Manni, you please be very careful. This Marichan has the tendency to change his form. He is specifically bringing in all this and he is saying this in the Ramayana. Don't get deceived. So, this is deception. This is Maya. So, whenever in a story you hear about deer's entrance, it means it is Maya. So, as Mahamaya, Ma is coming and she makes sure that Jataparata is taking care of this deer because he feels Matrubhavam to extreme extent. And what is happening? When he passes away, when he dies, he thinks who will take care of this deer, and he is reborn as a deer. He's coming back into this Mrityuloka. Why? Because he did not detach from the deer. Once that Matrubhava is wonderful, once you have this Matrubhava, you detach. Don't attach. So she says, accept the poison, but don't attach. Without detachment, it will kill you. If you are supposed to live for 100 years, it will kill you at the age of 40. Why? Because of the attachment. The caterpillar would have stayed if it at least built the cocoon and left. But the caterpillar stayed for more time, thinking it is all its children. Why did it happen? Because of the pain. The pain that was stung by this wasp gave a electrical transformation in its brain, and it started thinking all these parasites are its children. They are not the children, they are parasites. As a Veera, you would have probably not allowed that wasp to sting you. As a Divya, because we have Matrubhava, we should know and discern that this is not mine anymore. That discernment is what is given by Kali. As a Pashu, you die. As a Veera, you fight. As a Divya, you take the pain, have the Matrubhava, but detach. How beautiful are her lessons, no? And when you go to that level is when she comes and she gives you her breast milk. And what is that breast milk? Physical, like what mother gives. If you are not ready to go through this transformation, then don't ask for a divine mother. Go and take it from your regular mother, the mother who has birthed your body, right? If you are asking for the divine mother, you have to go and become that avatar yourself. How? Not by going to therapists and handing them over your traumas. Not, and that's not possible also. They can only help you to a certain extent. You have to sit down and break your life. How do we break it? By doing sadhana and by analyzing your life. How do we analyze your life? If I'm just going to say it as words and then I'm going to stop, then I'm also going to be a person who has not walked the talk. You sit with the pain and you become a witness to the pain. When I was going through the pain of this Ketam, I just felt only one thing. Ma is Brahmari. She is the one who stings. She's the one who lays the egg. She's the one who births and she's the one who dies. What are you in this? She's the one who's birthed you. She's the one who's speaking through you. She's the one who's doing everything through you. Who are you? This prana is not even yours. This prana is given to you. Until she decides, it is staying with us. What are we here? Merely witnessing her. Merely witnessing this experience. All the traumas are none other than her. Now in this, I had a beautiful revelation. Ma's Nama is also Visha Bojini. Now sitting inside Bhairava, it is Ma who is consuming that poison and drinking it. And to soothe him, she gives her own breast milk as Jnana. This is the beauty. This is the beauty of the mother. And she also detaches you. She says, don't get too attached. Even if it is your blood, even if it is your guru, even if it is your favorite person in this world, even if it is that poor helpless deer that has come in front of your eyes, detach, or else you will again be born in this Mrityu Loka. That's why we can surely trust her that she will take us. We will not be back on this earth again. Mukti is a guarantee in this path. Because she will not allow you to attach with anything. Attach yourself to any identity, attach yourself to any sampradaya, attach yourself to anything at all. She will beautifully detach you. There is a story about Sadashiva Brahmendra. He used to roam naked. He was in the quest of Parabrahma, Nirguna Parabrahman. So most of the time he never used to wear any clothes. So one day while he was walking past a village. So their walks used to be completely in dhyana. And he never was even aware of what was going on around him. So apparently he had walked past a village and a lot of women and children were there. So immediately when they saw a naked man, everyone started to close their eyes, thinking, what a poor thing, why is he walking like this? And everybody started yelling at him, speaking bad words and throwing stuff on him. And he was not responding because he was not in this loka. He was elsewhere. His thoughts were elsewhere. It was on Parabrahma. It was meditating on that beautiful form. And while he was walking, a man out of pure rage, he just came running behind him, calling his name. What are you? What do you think you are? Why are you roaming around among women folks and children who are there? They are seeing your private parts. You need to cover yourself up. Hey man, they are shouting, but he cannot hear anything and neither is he stopping for him. In that rage, he took a sickle and he chopped off the hand of Sadashiva Brahmendra. The hand fell down, but Sadashiva Brahmendra is walking. The blood is oozing out. It is pouring down like anything. And this man is so stunned. He doesn't know what to do. He's saying, is there a Mahan? This is not a normal human being. He's a Mahan. He doesn't even know that his hands are chopped off. That is the level of connectedness that he is there with the Parabrahman. That is the level of oneness he has attained with the Parabrahman. He goes running, taking that fallen hand. He goes running because Sadashiva Brahmendra is walking in one rage. And he goes running and he's cryingly, he's asking, I'm so sorry. I now see in what state you are. I'm so sorry. Please accept this. Sadashiva Brahmendra doesn't even still realize that there is a man in front of him. He just ignores and he keeps walking in that trance state he is. Again, he is coming running. He says, no, 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 you should please accept, you should please do this, you should please do that. He's stopping Sadashiva Brahmendra from walking any further. And then Sadashiva Brahmendra had to come back to his original state to see what this man is speaking. He says, I'm so sorry, forgive me. He says, yeah, go on. He's not ready to even listen to him. He's that level connected to, the Parabrahman. So, though he was an Avaduta, none of that could be understood by the society. So, he kept walking and this man was disturbing him. Because this man was disturbing his meditation, Sadashiva Brahmendra accepted, okay, what do you want? That man said, I'm so sorry, unknowingly I cut your hand. Okay, what do you want me to do now? He said, please take this back. I cannot see you like this. I can't even forgive myself for harming a yogi who has helped, who is in this state. I don't want to cause any pain to you. So please take and put it back. So he just fixes it and he keeps walking away. He did the fix because this man was going and troubling him. Not because he was oozing out blood or it was painful for him or it was any of it. He lost his Tita Prajna. To that extent, he was connected to the Parabrahma Rupam, Nirguna Parabrahma. So Sadashiva Brahmendra was at that state. And most of the times, my Guru, he kind of brings him in a very Saumya form so that his Sishyas can take something from him. I don't have words to speak about my Guru, how connected he is with all of us. When I was going through this churning time, not many of them knew in my house. I was talking to them pretty normally and casually, but there was this deep sadness that was brewing in me. And my Guru texted and asked me, what is wrong with you? Why are you like this? And he said, be always happy. So that's the heart of my Guru. Even though no one knew that I was going through this, he was the only one who came and said, be happy always, and he took a part of my pain in him. I was feeling for one small Keetam, why Ma is going through so much of pain. And he gives a beautiful lesson. So, how pain and trauma, our third eye gets so activated when we accept it. When we see that it is the deity who has placed that in our life. This acceptance is what is missing in us. When we go to therapists, they kind of accept us and make us feel maybe we go into a triangle of feeling either being a perpetrator or a victim or a rescuer, right? It is going beyond this. Though she is Trigunatmika and Trikona is hers, it is going beyond that. Her Gadga will help us to transcend all these pain points in our life that has manifested as diseases in our bodies as well. Acceptance of pain will not give you disease. And even if the disease exists, the mother will come when you are holding the karma of so many people. And we have seen so many saints who have taken the pain of other people and have got physical ailments, right? They would have all burnt their karma. It is definitely the karma of the people who come to them, and they silently burn the other people's karma. So when you go to that extent, you become an avatar, and that is how avatars are made, not by just sitting and chanting alone. When you want the mother's milk, you have to get down and take others' pain and suffering as well. How does she give you the state of Sadashiva? When you start consuming the pain of others. Who is consuming the pain? Vishabhojini. The mother consumes the pain. You are just witnessing what is happening. The prana belongs to her. The body belongs to the mother. Everything is only her. It is only us who are witnessing what the mother is doing. We are not doing anything. We are only witnessing. And that is why third eye gets activated. That is why all these Ugra deities will show you the reality of what you are going through. You are not the one who is going through the pain. It is Ma. She is Kita Yonihi, she is Brahmari. The one who causes and the one who goes through the pain and the one who is nothing but pain. That's the beauty. Every pain in your life, accept it and offer it to Amma. She will consume your blood and take the pains in your blood. Vishabhojini, she is. Beautiful mother. Bhairava Kalike, Namostate. Om Namo Bhairavaaya Namaha. जय माँ आद्य महाकाली, जय श्री गुरु भामा कृपा, जय श्री गुरु श्यामा कृपा, जय गुरु प्रवीण राधा कृष्ण, जय कृपा परंपरा।